Hello, friends. Today we will take a look at one of the most famous scumbags of the animal world. Only he can attack lions in the morning, eat a cobra at lunch, and go to fight with leopards in the evening and stay alive at the same time. With his fearlessness, he gained an enviable reputation and became a true legend of Africa and the entire internet too. Meet a bald badger, or a honey badger, or even a dog bear. But most of all, he is known as a honey badger. Let's all like this video together and subscribe to the channel. This will be the best reward for me. The video turned out to be the longest, but interesting. Watch it to the end. Sit back, we're starting. In this video, the mouse is looking for salvation in a bush covered with sharp thorns. But when this stopped the honey badger, he carefully slips his paw between the thorns and grabs his prey. A kind of African version of the gooseberry harvest. Further in ascending order, wild dogs are another neighbors in the savannah who constantly bother with a honey badger. So their relationship, to put it mildly, is not very good. In the video, several wild dogs stuck to two honey badgers, but they know how to act. They slowly move back without turning their backs to the enemy and attack them in turn. While the dogs were thinking what to do, the honeyeaters quietly went about their business. At such meetings, adults are relatively safe, which cannot be said about their cubs. Only a couple of honeyeaters are able to cause panic. Insert wild dogs. The mother immediately grabs the puppies and takes them to a safe place. But what happens if you let honeyeaters to your burrow and two jackals guard it? But what can they do against honeyeaters who are looking for food? Apparently there are cubs in the burrow, which is why the jackals are so desperately defending themselves and trying to drag the invaders away. But honeyeaters are unstoppable, and they easily climb into someone else's hole. The monitor lizard is a strong and dangerous reptile, but today it will be hunted. To hide from predators, crows like to climb trees. Not a honey badger just can't hide. He stubbornly climbs the tree, trying to throw off the branches, and he succeeds. The reptile jumps down from the tree and runs away with all its legs or paws, whatever it has. A short chase, and now the honey badger has caught up with its prey. And in this video, the honey badger was attacked by 3 hyenas at once. But our hero not only does not run away, but also attacks each of the hyenas in turn. He goes on about his business as if nothing had happened. And hyenas don't know what to do with such a daring beast. In general, the honey badger often chases hyenas, especially when they work in pairs. Hyenas, jackals, his wounds, it still went nowhere, but attack a 10-kilogram beast on a crocodile. Only a honey badger is capable of this. The crocodile is several times larger, but this does not stop our hero, and he grabs the reptile by the tail. A fight ensues, raising clouds of dust, but it does not last long. Most likely, the honey badger realized that the prey is not so simple and lost interest. Snakes are one of the honey badger's favorite treats, and he is not afraid to attack even monsters like python, and he never stands still and attacks the snake from the side. After taking a bite, the honey badger moves away and immediately runs to the other side. Such a fight can last for several hours, but as a rule, the honey badger wins. Moreover, huge pythons, several times larger than a honey badger, can become its prey. You have to not only fight the snake, but also fend off freeloaders, which are enough in Africa. Here, the honey badger drags a large concrete, and this, of course, attracted jackals, but no one wants to share such prey. They give rushes to attack. He easily drives away uninvited guests and slowly drags the snake to a more secluded place. The jackals are still trying to get their piece of prey, but here they have no chance. But especially honey badgers like poisonous snakes such as cobras and vipers. They are capable of killing a person, let alone a 10-kilogram animal. But the honey badger is immune to the poison. Even after receiving the strongest bite, he just falls asleep for a few hours and then wakes up and eats the cobra as if nothing had happened. This behavior has been developed in the honey badger since childhood. Mothers usually specifically allow their baby to be bitten by a snake, thereby accustoming him to possible failures. This cobra does not want to meet the honey badger and tries to hide in a tree. But she doesn't know that this is a universal soldier. He climbs a tree in the hope of getting a delicious lunch and throws the snake to the ground. Now it remains only to grab the prey. The honey badger gets a dose of cobra venom, but he will survive. Honeyeaters have a well-developed maternal instinct. For the first year, the cub does not leave the mother. She teaches him everything she can herself. In this case of danger, the mother will never abandon her baby. Here, the little honey badger fell a little behind his mother and turned the wrong way. He went to the lands where the herbivores could easily trample him. So as soon as the mother noticed this, she immediately rushed at the zebras and drove them away. Then she took the baby by the scruff of the neck and carried him, so it would be safer. And here a leopard attacked a honey-eater cub, but its thick skin gives a small chance of salvation. Out of nowhere, the mother appears and with a characteristic cry pounces on the leopard, forcing him to release the cub. Just look at this. The honey badger baby is saved, but not always a meeting with leopards ends so well. This leopard grabbed the honey-eaters and dragged them up a tree. It is clear that the honey badger desperately resists, but the leopard does not think to let go of the prey. This is another of the rare cases when someone managed to defeat the honey badger. Well, in conclusion, the lion, the king of beasts and a neighbor on the savannah. But the honey badger is not afraid of lions at all and often enters their territory. Doing his business, honey badger knows the rules. Never turn your back on the enemy, and often it works. And here is the meeting of 2 honey-eaters. 6 of you in the pride with 2 adult females and 4 young Ilienko. The lionesses know who they are dealing with, so they stepped back. And the teenage lions immediately attacked the honey-eaters, but they began to hiss and defend themselves, attacking the lions. Then the lionesses came into action, but this did not stop the honey-eaters at all, and they rushed to attack. The honey badger gets out and bites the lioness hard by the muzzle. The honey badger leaves almost without damage, but the lioness has me badly damaged. But, of course, if the lioness is angry, then the advantage is likely to be on her side. Here, a lioness killed a honey badger, but her muzzle is badly torn, and next time she does not think once before attacking such an animal. But there is one animal that the honey badger fears the most, and that, oddly enough, is the boar warthog. The honey badger is so unique that it is separated into a separate subfamily in mouth. He has almost no natural enemies. Despite all its merits, it's a fairly small animal, about 1 foot tall and weighing only 20-30 pounds. He has short paws and very small ears, which are almost invisible. But he is famous for something completely different. First of all, it is the skin, the main advantage of a predator. It reaches a thickness of 1 centimeter and at the same time is very rigid, which actually turns it into armor. The skin protects honey-eaters from most predators because it is very difficult to bite through. She can even take a machete hit without much damage. The fact is that it is not cut completely, but literally envelops the knife, absorbing the blow and saving and reaching life. Needless to say, insect bites like bees don't bother him at all. Despite its thickness, the honey badger's skin is very elastic and sits on it quite freely. This allows you to get out of the capture and attack at the most unexpected moment, and only by grabbing the beast by the neck you can be more or less sure of your safety. But few people risk testing this in practice. There is something to be afraid of. The honey badger has huge claws up to 5 centimeters long, and this reminds him of his relative Wolverine. They can inflict deep wounds and permanently discourage the desire to attack a badger, but he also has incredibly powerful jaws in his arsenal. And although the honey badger did not get into our list of animals with the strongest bite, its jaws can easily crush animal bones. Even the shell of a turtle will not become an obstacle for a hungry honey eater. However, honey badgers are not immortal and can become prey to a large predator, such as a lion or leopard. But he will never give up without a fight, and his opponent is guaranteed to get a lesson for life. You can't exactly call honey eaters gourmets. They are omnivorous and hunt rodents, lizards, scorpions, and snakes with equal pleasure. In addition, if possible, they will try to catch a bird or at least eat its eggs. Honey eaters can hunt small foxes, jackals, and even crocodiles. And, as the name suggests, the honey eater simply loves honey and bee larvae. He's ready for anything for the sake of this delicacy. To break a tree. It is easy to dig up a beehive. Yes, easily. Excellent sense of smell allows you to look for food not only on the ground, but also underground. In a matter of seconds, a honey badger can dig a tunnel up to 2 meters long. They can catch fish, especially if we give out small ones, like here, but they can also go deeper. In general, honeyeaters love water, which is not surprising because they are distant relatives of choice. They do not disdain carrion either. And if the food is really bad, then you can switch to fruits, berries, and rhizomes of plants. And honey badgers are very smart. For example, a honey badger named Tofu lives in Kruger National Park with his female. They often get out of the enclosure and walk around the territory, and everything would be fine, but honey badgers annoy other animals. They tried to open cages with predators, bit a rhinoceros, and got into the house of park workers, scaring them badly. And in order to limit the impudence, the employees put 2 latches on the door and wrapped one of them with wire. But the most amazing thing is that the honeyeaters managed to open such locks. Stoll understands that the wire prevents the valve from opening and simply resets. And after this incident, the park staff began to lock the aviary, but resourceful animals still found a way out. The honey badger was just digging a tunnel under the fence when the animals were moved to a more protected enclosure with concrete walls and a foundation that does not allow digging. But oddly enough, and from there, Stop all found a way out. The honey badger gnawed off a large tree branch, which he placed near the wall and used as a ladder. After that, the workers cut down the unfortunate tree, but this did not stop the honey badger. Now he was looking for large stones, piled them up against the wall, and found himself free. People had no choice but to remove all the stones from the enclosure, but it didn't help much. Honey badger started making balls of earth and using them instead of stones. In general, whatever the park workers came up with, the honey badger always found a way out. The honey badger is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most fearless animal. So now let's see what he is in business. We'll start with small rodent animals. They are underground, and to get to it, you will have to dig a little. But the honey badger copes with this task perfectly and gets his reward. By the way, did you know that honeyeaters are able to dig a hole in a few seconds to hide completely? Cunning and intelligent animals avoid encounters with the hunter by simply burrowing into the ground. But the honey badger is not always lucky in hunting, and sometimes the mouse manages to escape. I tried to collect the most interesting facts and battles of this unique animal. I hope you liked the video and you learned something new. And if so, then don't be lazy to rate it with likes. Write in the comments if I forgot something. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to press the bell so you will always be aware of new videos. Well, I'm saying goodbye to you for a while. For now,